Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Teal Corner Podcast. Thank you guys for the support. The listen, please like, subscribe, share, tell a friend. We appreciate all the support here at the channel.
We
Yeah,
do.
how you feeling?
Okay. It's been a weird day, but I'm okay.
How you feeling about the season so far? Jaguars 1-2. How you feeling?
Well, okay. So like if you follow me on Twitter, then you know that during the game I always treat like emotional stuff. So you should never ever take what I'm saying during a game like seriously because like 90% of the time I'm just really angry. And I'm just like saying random stuff. So I think I tweeted something and I was like, this team's only gonna win like 5 games. But I actually don't think that's gonna happen. uh it's just starting out. This is identical to how last year started. Like, I just can't believe we gave Texans their first win again at Jacksonville. Again. Like, I don't know what it is about the Texans. They can't beat the Texans in Jacksonville. One of my first Jaguar games I ever went to as a child was the Texans shutting us out in Jacksonville. It was like 27-0. And my dad was like, you can't ever come to a game again because they've never played this bad. I was like, okay. So all I've ever known is us just sucking it up to the Texans. And we just did that again. Like
Yeah.
it's I don't actually think that they'll only win 5 games though. I was just mad on Sunday. I think that it's still early in the season and it's too early to like totally freak out, but that was a really bad loss.
Yeah, I agree. That was a bad one. That was egregious. Fullback, 85-yard kickoff return that was bobbled.
That was one of the most embarrassing things I've ever watched.
Yeah, I mean, the
And that's
fullback,
saying something as a Jaguars fan.
that is also very true. Granted, the fullback did get up to 20 miles per hour. So,
He was running in slow motion.
no, he was one of the fastest ball carriers last week. Yeah, almost 20 miles per hour. Yeah, that guy was moving.
No.
Yeah, it felt like he was running slow. And then you had guys like Cisco jogging, Wingert jogging.
Yeah,
It was just a
they
weird,
were
like,
I don't know what they were doing, but how do you let that happen? Like,
Dearness Johnson had the angle and still got outran. So it's like, I don't know. Just a weird
one
play.
thing I will say about that game, I think that if Ridley catches that touchdown in the beginning of the game, I think it's a completely different game.
Oh, yeah, I agree. That the
That
blocked
set the
field
tone.
goal and the missed field goal alone is
Yeah.
7, 10, 13 points. Like,
Yeah.
we had a 13-point swing also on special teams
Yeah.
with giving up a touchdown, a blocked field goal where Anton Harrison, I don't know what he was thinking. He underset, and the guy just went right between him and Walker Little. And then a missed field goal where it was like 8 yards to the away from. Yeah, it was just bad.
Yeah. It was a
Brandon
really bad game.
McManus, I don't know what the hell that kick was. That was well within your range. That was one of the worst kicks I've seen in at least 2 years, and we've had kicker struggles,
Yeah.
right? With finding guys and Riley Patterson and Matty Ice, the UCF legend and
Yes.
all that stuff. So yeah, weird game, but for the season, a little disappointed. If you guys watched the season preview episode, I predicted the Jaguars would go 9-8, 10-7. Um, I just don't think they're quite ready to be that number one seed. A lot of
Absolutely
guys
not.
were predicting, 14-3 or maybe 15-2. We already have two losses going into week 4. So you guys are way off the mark. Pete Prisco with 14 wins and all this stuff. Like, I don't think the Jaguars are that. I think Trevor's still growing. He's playing damn good though. I don't care what anyone says. Like, even PFF has him graded out pretty well. You guys who want to fight me over saying that Trevor's good, you guys are insane. Like, Trevor's
All
playing
I'm
competent
all I'm
quarterback.
gonna say is if you think that Trevor Lawrence is the problem, be very careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Because you know how long this franchise has been looking for a franchise quarterback, and you have one now, and now you're trying to say he's bad? Shut up. Shut
Yeah.
up. Like, no, I didn't realize that Trevor Lawrence had to throw the ball and then run around and go and catch it too. I'm so sorry. I missed the part where he needed to do that as well. And he has no offensive line. The offensive
Yeah.
line has consistently been an issue with this team. Consistently, we've had offensive line struggles. And what have they done to fix it? Nothing. Like, and then you have Trayvon Walker, who's not playing the position he should be playing. And I thought that we should have drafted Hutchinson, and he's killing it. So it's just, and that's not Trayvon Walker's fault. Like, I think sometimes people take like anger at the front office as like anger at the players, and it's like, no, it's not Trayvon Walker's fault that
Yeah.
Trent Baalke missed. That's not his
Yeah.
fault. It's Trent Baalke's fault.
Yeah. A lot to unpack there. You just talked about some really good points. The offensive line, um, they did address it a tad, right? They got Anton Harrison in the first round. He's the first round pick on the tackle. Walker Little was pick 45, not just a few years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've kind of been addressing it slowly, but I don't think. I mean, last year they was ranked 31 overall. They were second worst.
Yeah.
And all they did was draft Anton Harrison. I think that we wanted Osiris Torrance. Jack's Twitter did.
I did.
The guy was an answer. Yeah, we talked about it on the podcast. We wanted Osiris Torrance. I think he's way better than Ben Barch. Ben Barch sucks right now.
Yeah.
Like, let's just be honest, he sucks. And he's working his way back from injury. It's kind of tough. He was playing good ball last year before he hurt his knee. So I don't know if it's him rushing back. He's not quite there, but right now the guy sucks. Like, let's just call a spade a spade. And then Luke Fortner also sucks. He was up and down last year. Started off the playoff games included 19 games as a freaking rookie center. Like, he was the weak point on the offensive line, but it wasn't like a huge glaring hole when he was out there.
Yeah.
Brandon Sheriff, glad to see him play better last week. Granted, it was the freaking Texans. Their interior is actually pretty good, though. Their edge rushers just suck. But yeah, Brandon Sheriff finally had a rebound game. It wasn't all pro Brandon Sheriff that we paid him for, but he didn't suck. So I guess that's a positive. He sucked the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
This guy's one of the top paid guards. I think when we paid him, we made him the highest paid guard in NFL history when we gave him that big contract in the offseason a couple years ago. And he has been one of the worst signings in Jaguar history, if you ask me, for the amount of money in the position. He just sucked. Like, last year he was subbed. Oh, we blame it on injury. This year he's starting out sucky. He's already injured again. The knock was injury on this guy. That's why the Commanders let him go. He was always injured. So I think he may be past his prime. I don't know if we're ever going to get that all-pro, Pro Bowl guard here. And we paid him all this money. So potentially another miss by the front office.
Yeah.
D-line. Josh Allen's been doing good. He's nicked up with a shoulder, you can tell.
Yeah.
But he's the only one actually with a decent pass rush win rate. Like, Trayvon's getting stonewalled by a damn backup left tackle.
That was so embarrassing.
Backup left tackle. I think, did he even have a pressure that game? I think we only had like 4 pressures. Yeah, we had like 4 pressures total. A couple came late. I know Josh got some late.
See, this is how you know I turned the game off. I got tired of it and I had to turn it off.
Yeah, the Trayvon thing is interesting, right? I pulled my receipts. Like, you can go back, search my page. I was never team Trayvon. Always was team Hutch the whole draft. We seen this guy rush at a high level. Yeah, I just never bought into the Trayvon thing. It seems like he played with his hand in the dirt. He was a big defensive tackle. And then the Jaguars drafted him just like, oh, yeah, we'll move him around, but let's get him comfortable at edge first, right? Doug Peterson last year. Then he sucked the last year, and they were like, oh, okay, well, we was doing too much with him, too many positions. Like, we're going to make him just an outside rusher. I don't think he's an outside rusher.
He's not.
because he sucks when he's outside rushing.
Exactly.
So I think he needs to go back to what you saw at Georgia, what you saw flashes of last year, put his hand in the freaking dirt, let him rush. But there's only
Exactly.
one problem. If Trayvon goes inside, Tay Levon Chase on is edge 3. So then he would have to go outside.
He's so
So
great. He's so great at football.
may have
He's
a
the best
problem
player we
there.
have. God, he's so
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. So him or Abdullah would have to step up. So I think maybe if Smoot come back, you could look at something like that. But for now, Trayvon just got to
No, I
keep
need
working
Smoot
through
to
it.
come back.
Yeah, the Falcons' offensive line is sucked though. So that's going to be interesting to see. But granted, we just played a backup line with four. I mean, we played the Texans line with four backups. So, I mean, I don't think it plays. It don't matter who we freaking go against right now. The D line just isn't getting it done. But Falcons
Yeah,
O line sucks. So this is another chance to get after it.
that's true. And Desmond Ritter's not very good. But the one thing that really irritates me about the Jags is, and the reason why I agree with you a lot about the whole like they're not number one team material, which first off, obviously they've already proven that. But secondly, good teams do what the Kansas City Chiefs did to a bad Bears team. You pummel them into the dirt. And that is what they should have done to the Texans. There's absolutely no reason why that game should have been close. And you're just you're not an elite team yet at all. And
Yeah,
or is it a good team? We'll find out. We don't know yet. But
agreed.
I don't know. It's just frustrating watching that's what a great team does is, the Bears are bad. So the Chiefs beat the crap out of them, just like the Dolphins beat the crap out of the bad Broncos team. That game was insane. But I don't know. We'll see how the season goes. It's definitely too early to like completely freak out.
Oh yeah,
Um, but I'm interested in the Falcons game. I do think there's like a possibility Robinson runs all over us though.
yeah. So right now our defense is top 5 against the run.
We'll
Haven't really
see.
played any dynamic rushers, right? You had Deion Jackson and those other journeymen the Colts had, right? And then you had freaking week 2. Um, you did see, your guy get loose from Kansas City, Pacheco. He had those
Oh
big
yeah.
runs at the end where he was freaking screaming and throwing the first down sign and all that theatrical stuff he likes to do. So
Yeah.
yeah, they didn't give him the ball that much, but he was freaking low key torching that D. So
Yeah.
and then last week, Damian Pierce, we were freaking tearing him up. So he only had like 2.6 yards per carry, something low. So I mean,
Yeah.
I'm interested to see because they got B. John's a different kind of back. We haven't faced somebody.
He is.
He's freaking what, like second on their team in receiving. So that's going to be a
I think
lot of
so.
mismatches out of the backfield. Linebackers got to tackle. Devin Lloyd's
Yeah.
hurt. Hand surgery he just had yesterday. Chad Muma starting.
Yeah, we'll see.
Thoughts on Chad Muma? Eh, last year we saw him get in there. Him and Devin Lloyd did some rotating and swapping series out. He struggles to bring guys down to the ground on initial contact. And then you saw him last week, just missing like people bounce off of him. His arms are like so little. Like, you know, I don't know what it is about him. I figured after another year in the NFL offseason where he would get bigger, but it's like Andre Cisco bulked up, Trevor bulked up, everybody bulked up, but this guy, he's so little. Like, hopefully he can find Eaters Wheaties and get some strength because
Yeah.
he's gonna need it. B. John and Tyler Algier will run right through you. And
Yeah.
God forbid he has to cover Kyle Pitts.
Oh, right.
What do you think about the matchup with the Falcons? How you feeling confidence wise? What do you think about some of the mismatches in offense versus defense?
um, so I think that it's a pretty good matchup. Um, I really think I don't know how to like say this and not sound like an asshole. I think that Calvin Ridley has bad mental health and might be getting into his head a little bit. And I think that Ingram and Kirk must get the ball more on Sunday. I don't want to see all of this forcing to Ridley, because that's happened a lot the past couple weeks, and he's dropping the ball. Um, he, I
False
just,
starts.
yeah, two false starts last week on a wide receiver.
Yeah.
That was insane. Um, and I just think he might kind of be getting into his head a little bit. And Ingram and Kirk, in my opinion, have not been utilized enough yet. Especially Ingram. He's huge.
Yeah.
He's a huge target. Why are you not throwing to him more? And I don't know. It's almost like, oh, we spent all this money on Calvin Ridley, so we have to force the ball to him. And it's like you don't though. Um, and I think that Robinson is a issue because I just think that he's really good, and
Yeah.
could really, traditionally our defense isn't great against like screens, and I think that they could really kill us with that.
Yeah.
Um, which I'm kind of worried about. The one thing that like slightly annoys me would really be like if they go over into London and immediately play like a great team and win. Because and this is the thing, like I know like the team like gets upset, like, oh, the fans are booing us, and it's like, okay, but you know how much money these people pay to watch bad football? You know how many years these people have been paying to watch bad football? And it's hot and it's awful. And then you go over to London and you win that home game. Like it's like a slap in the fucking face. And so that's really frustrating. But I would like them to win the game. And I think they can win the game because Desmond Ritter is like, he's okay. He's not great, but he's not like terrible. Um, so I think we could really utilize that, but then we literally didn't get anywhere near Stroud on Sunday. So, and he just completely cooked that game just like became like a coming out party for CJ Stroud, which I thought that CJ Stroud was going to be good, but still, you don't want your defense to be the one who does that. So that was annoying. But I think that the Falcons game is a good matchup.
Yeah, I agree.
Sorry.
Yeah. Stroud was QB1 for me. Got the receipts on that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that guy's a stud, man. You go all the way back to watching him in high school camps competing. He's been a stud for a while. Um, yeah, that game was interesting, right? Darius Williams with the miscommunication where he just decided, oh, let's not cover Tank freaking Dell. The fastest guy on the field. Let's just not cover him. Me and Trey Herndon are both just guard this one guy, and let's just leave him open. Let's see what happens. And then he was so fast. He was so fast the safety couldn't even get over there. Like he blinked and Tank Dell was already gone. So bad game for Darius Williams. And
Yeah.
then the same thing with the first Tank Dell, like 55-yard catch where he caught it like inside of the 5-yard line.
Yeah.
Darius Williams like opened up his back pedal too late. So he just ran right past him. Darius
Mm-hmm.
Williams is not a fast corner. He's not known for speed. So if you're playing one of the fastest receivers on the field, one of the fastest receivers in the AFC South, might want to get on your horse a little early. So yeah, it was just bad. And then Rayshawn, I don't know what the hell he was doing. He was like running in cement trying to with the help coverage. So I don't know. Bad there. I think Cisco, Tyson Campbell are the best DBs. Pretty consistent. You can count on those guys. Even though Campbell gets beat for some back shoulder touchdowns and things like that, but for the most part, he's not allowing a lot of separation. He's been playing the ball much better the last 2 years. He's a stud. He's gonna get re-signed. Darius
Yeah.
Williams, he's been pretty good. He was pretty good last year once he got moved back outside. We've seen this guy play in the freaking Super Bowl on the outside. So last week, I'm hoping was just like a one-time thing, lapse of judgment in the moment type of deal. Head wasn't in the game, and he cleans that up because he's a professional. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, Ridley's interesting. He spoke to in the locker room. He said he's not pressing. He just dropped the ball. That touchdown drop was a crime.
It was really bad.
Press dialed him up. He got the matchup against a freaking linebacker, cooked him. Trevor placed the most beautiful ball you've ever seen. Like, he couldn't have walked down there and tossed it to him better underhand. Like,
Yeah.
it was in the perfect spot. Just didn't catch it. Hit him right in his mitts.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, this is what, 4 or 5 drops for Calvin Ridley, depending on what site you look at.
Yeah.
He had 2 to 3 last week in the game. Ball hitting him right in the hands. Mental health. I'm gonna give him a pass. As someone who deals with mental health, I won't chalk it right up to that. Maybe he is just rusty. But I think the false starts are a little bit more mental than physical, right?
Yeah.
So that's where I start to go, okay, now, is he pressing or is there something else going on? Because usually for a wide receiver, when you see a false start, they're trying to get out of line fast, right? They're trying to hurry up
Yeah.
and get into their route. They're trying to get a jump on the route. So sounds like you're pressing, bud, but he says he's not pressing. So I don't know. Hopefully
Yeah.
he figures it out. Yeah. Revenge
Yeah.
game, right? Falcons let you
Obviously.
go. Falcons traded you up. You stepped away from the game due to mental health there. You didn't want to be there. So hopefully we see a little bit of chip on the shoulder. He want to go out and prove himself against a team or a staff that didn't really support him the way he felt he needed to be supported. So I assume he's going to be angry. He's probably not going to say that out loud, but
Yeah.
I think everybody in the building knows Calvin wants to show out against the freaking Falcons.
Well, and the thing is too, like, I hate bringing up like the mental health thing because I
Mm-hmm.
also suffer with like severe like depression and anxiety, and I know how
Mm-hmm.
much that fucking sucks. So like I don't like say that lightly at all, and I really hope that's not the problem at
Mm-hmm.
all. Um, I've loved Calvin Ridley since he was at Alabama, so I think
Yeah.
he's a great player, a really dynamic player, and I think that if he can like kind of get it together a little bit, he's going to be great here. I think he'll be one of the best receivers we've had, but he's just got to, show up.
Yeah, he's that's the thing. Like, he's getting open. He's running good routes.
Yeah.
He's got to catch the
Ball.
ball.
Catch the
Yeah.
ball, please. Please.
Like the first half of the opening week, he had like 198 yards, 100 yards in the first half. Like,
Yeah.
he came out the hottest of any receiver in the NFL, like almost 2 years away from football. So the potential's there. He's already shown it this season. So it's
Yeah.
like, just stay consistent. Just
Like do
be
what you
Calvin
know you can
Ridley.
do.
Yeah, just be yourself, bro. Like, I don't know. I've never really seen him drop the ball some of the ways he has the last 2 weeks. He's never really done that in Atlanta either.
No. It's
So I don't
very
know.
yeah, it's very not like him as from everything you've like seen from Alabama, Atlanta. It's not typical. So hopefully they can figure it out.
Yeah, and the guys on the radio this week saying Calvin really was never him. Um, oh, even in Atlanta with the big season, that was kind of a fluke. And, Julio was the one there. And okay, Julio's a freaking Hall of Fame wide receiver. That doesn't change your opinion of whoever's the next guy on the team, right? You don't see people going around saying, oh, Devontae Smith isn't him because they got A.J. Brown, or T. Higgins isn't him because they have Jamar Chase. That's not how that works. You can still be him and still have a wide receiver one on the other side of you. So people just trying to discredit Calvin because he had the bad 2 weeks. That's pretty lame to me personally. Um, Really, he's always been him. Before this offseason, we were saying he's the best wide receiver since Jimmy Smith. He has 2 bad games, and everybody's like, "Oh, he was never really him."
I you already know, I think you already know this, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't really like the media in Jacksonville. There's like one person that I like, and that's Mia O'Brien.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but like I'm also a UCF fan, so like I cannot stand Jeff Prosser. I think he's so obnoxious. He's so obnoxious to me. Um, sorry, but yeah, no, I'm not a big fan of the media in Jacksonville for that reason.
So predictions for this game. I'll go first. First off, I'm probably gonna watch the Toy Story mode with the little one. He wants to see it.
Oh, absolutely, I'm watching that. I was supposed to take my cat to the vet on Sunday because I had totally forgotten about the game coming on early. And I
Oh
was like,
yeah.
crap. But luckily, well, not luckily, he's sick, but my cat is sick. So we had to take him to the vet today instead of Sunday. So now I don't have to
Okay.
go on Sunday anymore. But he's on medicine now, so hopefully he'll feel better. But yeah, we're watching the Toy Story. I'm watching the Toy Story thing too.
Yeah.
Roommates aren't going to watch it because they don't like football.
Yeah, I don't want to see B. John Robinson juking the hell out of people with the Woody character, anything
No.
crazy like that. And I don't want to see, I posted a tweet. I don't want to see Calvin Ridley out there being a slinky dog, falling all over the field, dropping the ball, being clumsy. I don't want to see that either. I want to see, first off, I need to see the offense move the ball. Like this
Yes,
rhythm is horrible. I've
really
said these
bad.
guys have been clanky. The first 2 weeks, the offense was clanky. Last week, it wasn't really clanky. I don't even think they had a punt in the first half. They just missed the field goal, got one blocked, dropped the touchdown. They just failed to execute.
Yeah.
They drove the ball pretty well. ETN is him once
I
again.
loved ETN. ETN was like, I felt like the only person on Sunday outside of like Trevor who I felt like gave a fuck. I was
Evan
like, why is Travis Etienne the only one who cares that y'all are losing this game? Like, ugh, whatever.
E- Evan and Kirk did their thing when they caught the ball. It's
That's
just
true.
Agnew needs to get the fuck off the offense. No,
Yes, he
let me
does.
not say that. Let me not say
Okay,
that.
I love Jamal Agnew. I think he's a great special teams guy, but obviously he cannot be trusted on the offense. He fumbles, especially if like it is like a I I don't want to say that. Sometimes it seems like if there's more pressure, he like freaks out, but I don't know. I like Jamal Agnew, but he needs to hold on to the ball. Like,
Yeah,
please stop fumbling the ball.
3 fumbles in 4 games is pretty absurd.
Really bad.
Yeah, going
And
back to the
it's like it's
Kansas
a
City
drive killer.
fumble. Yeah.
They'll be like
Oh,
going
it's
down
a
the field.
momentum
And
killer, drive killer. Both every time he fumbles, we're driving too.
yeah,
We're either getting ready to cross midfield or we're already in plus territory, and he freaking takes points off the board.
yep,
Like you can't do that in the NFL, especially not 3 and 4 games.
yeah, no,
Most players would get benched on elite teams. Like, but unfortunately, we don't. Zay Jones was hurt, and he's wide receiver 3.
yeah,
And that was my problem with the depth for this receiver room. If you go back to the draft, I wanted us to take a receiver in the top 2 rounds. I think we needed an offensive lineman or an edge guy and a receiver. Top somewhere in the top 2-3 rounds because Jamal Agnew was one injury away from being wide receiver 3.
yeah,
We seen him drop deep balls that hit him right in the breadbasket. We've seen him fumble a bunch. So it's like, why would we trust him to be wide receiver 3?
exactly.
But hey, Trent Baalke knows it all, so he knows better than us. But yeah, I think we
Completely.
win.
He's
I
supposed
think
to.
yeah, I think we win. I think we slow down the run game. I think they use the backside of the backfield. They'll probably score some points, getting the ball to Bijan in space. And they have Drake London and Kyle Pitts. Let's not forget that. So
Yeah,
I think those guys, everybody kind of has a get right game on the Jaguars. So I think their offense gets rolling a little bit more, but I think this is the game where offense finally puts their foot down and show why they were top 10 in scoring last year and added Calvin Ridley. So I'm excited to see that.
yeah. It would also just be nice if the offense play calling would allow Trevor Lawrence to be Trevor Lawrence. Like, you do not have Brock Purdy in the backfield. You have Trevor Lawrence in the backfield. Let him, throw the ball a little bit, maybe. I don't know. You also have Travis
Yeah.
Etienne. Like, come on.
Yeah, and
Oh,
they did that last week. Throw the ball to ET in space. The
yeah,
same thing they do with B. John Robinson. These guys are both
exactly.
dynamic with the ball. Get them the ball in space. Let them run. They'll make people miss.
Yeah,
Travis is like third in yards after contact right now. Again, he breaks tackle. That's what he does. Let
yeah,
him get the ball. He's gonna turn 5 yards into 8, 5 into 10. He'll bust a big one. Just give him the ball.
yeah.
Evan Ingram. Uh
Get him the ball.
throw him the ball on 3rd and short. Stop throwing it to Agnew.
Yeah.
Why would you throw it to the smallest? I mean, I get it, right? He's in the slot. You know, it's a lot of flexibility to go with routes either way. You can kind of the route tree opens up a little bit when you're in the middle of the field. Yeah, let's put Evan Ingram in the slot. He's just as fast as a lot of those guys that play that position. Let
Yeah.
him catch the ball. Um, use him the same way they use Travis Kelce, third and three. Let him run a small button hook and catch the ball and fall down. Like he's a big
Yes.
target. Throw him the ball. So I don't know.
Yeah. I want
Press
to
Taylor,
see.
I need to see more.
Hmm. Yeah, I think we can definitely beat the Falcons. Um, I think that we need to beat the Falcons.
Yes.
Um, I would like it if we could beat the Falcons and the Bills. I know the Bills are
Yes.
a better team than we are, but for some reason
Yeah.
we usually just play really good against them. So,
Yeah.
I think we can beat them, but we'll see.
Yeah. And we've already seen that weird game with Josh Allen where he came here and scored. What was it like
9 points.
3-9,
We
6-9
won
or
10 to
something?
9.
Yeah, it was some weird, some crazy low
Or so I
scoring
think that
game.
was what
So
it was. It was like 10 to 9 or like 10 to 6. It was a weird game. It was very defensive.
yeah, I think it was 6-9 if I'm not mistaken. Something
Like
close to that
Josh
nature,
Allen
but
sacked Josh Allen a bunch of
Josh Allen,
times.
yeah.
And the media was like, oh, Josh Allen sacked Josh Allen. It's
Yeah,
like all you heard
yeah, not
about.
yeah, good Josh Allen, bad Josh Allen. Yeah, he had an
Yeah.
interception, a sack, and a fumble recovery against Josh Allen in the same
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
So hopefully we see more of that. The Josh Allen on Josh Allen crime going the
Yes.
Till way. Um,
Yeah. I don't know what it is about the Bills. I don't know. I feel like they're one of those teams we always just almost beat all the time. It's like the Texans with us. They always
yeah,
beat
S-
us.
yeah. Same thing with Pittsburgh too. We always find a way to beat Pittsburgh. So,
Yeah.
or at least in recent memory.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you guys for tuning in for another episode. We'll be back. We're going to, review their first game in London, is Toy Story stuff, and then we're
Yay.
going to get you guys ready for the Bills.
Woo.
Thank you.